Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Noodles at Noon, the show that focuses on things that are not worth focusing on. I am your host, who is just desperate to get his friend Austin on the show because I think he'd be good at it, even though he repeatedly tells me he wouldn't be, and I'm just going to keep bringing it up until he does. Hi, it's me, Ben, and I'm joined, as always, by our wonderful, magnificent, beautifully adorned with hair co-host. It's Noah.
This is just a show about personal vendettas now and dealing with personal private issues like Austin that won't be on the podcast.
Yeah, because I got a text from Austin yesterday that said, I just listened to your podcast and I wouldn't be good on it because like in our previous podcast I talked about how I thought he would be good on it. And then after he sent that text, he sent me a picture of you and Jesse in his house.
I don't know. That must be photoshopped. I don't know about that.
So, explain that. Well, thank you everybody for tuning back in to Noodles at Noon. Shout out to the 5 people who this was your most listened to podcast of all of 2021. And for reference, my mom doesn't know how to use Spotify, so one of them isn't her.
Hey.
And anyway, she listens to the Holy Post podcast way more often than she listens to this. So
I do too.
There's that too. Yeah, me, same. That was my most listened to podcast according to Spotify.
Man, I use the Apple Podcasts app, and that tells me nothing. So I
you're
don't
missing
even know.
out. Guess what my most listened to? Hang on, wait. I'll ask you that question, and then I'll circle back to that. Or no, I'll circle back to. Thank you so much for listening to Noodles at Noon. You can find us anywhere podcasts are available, like Apple Podcasts, Google, or Noodles at Noon. Wait, noodlespodcast.com.
Wow, you forgot it? We took 1 week off.
In my defense, it's different from our name. You can find us at noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
Or anywhere podcasts are available, like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. I almost said Twitch, but that's not a thing. And coming to you live this week from the Major League Baseball lockout. If you go to Major League Baseball stadiums across the United States, because they're not allowed to do anything baseball related, they'll just be playing our podcast. And
wait, is that like in high school youth group where you go to like a laser tag place and you get locked in all night? Oh no, that's a lock-in. What's a lockout?
That's a lock-in. Oh man. You do not want me to sit here and explain.
That's true. I really don't. I really don't.
Because, okay, I will make it brief, and I will say that.
How about you explain it? I need to go tell my dog to stop shrieking. I don't know if the listeners can hear that in the background, but my dog is like shrieking in the background. So I'll be right back.
But wait, how am I? What? He was the one who wanted to know. I'm not going to explain it, and he's not going to know. I'm just going to talk about. He reorganized his room. It's very lovely. There's some plants in it. He said he had to move the plants in there because they put up their Christmas tree, but there's some lovely plants in his office now. We're at a different camera angle. There's some candles back there too. And all in all, Noah's setup this week just looks amazing. I wish you could see it, y'all. There's a mirror with some lovely design. It looks like he has a very nice chair. Yeah. On all, great aesthetic, just great aesthetic. And that is what a Major League Baseball lockout is. Make sense?
I feel like I want to listen to what you said before, before I post this. And it didn't work. She's still shrieking. Oh, well.
She's still shrieking? Well, as you probably guessed, I didn't actually explain what a Major League Baseball lockout is. But in short, it's a labor dispute between the players' union and the owners.
Oh, okay.
So the owners were like, okay, since we don't have like a labor agreement, we're going to lock you out of all of our facilities.
Oh, shoot. Well, that's not good.
No, it's not, because all the players who are injured, who are like getting medical attention from the team, can no longer get that. Anyway, moving on to what I was going to talk about.
Wait,
Spotify Wrapped.
Before you do that.
Oh, sorry.
Well, actually, maybe we should talk about it after. Yeah, talk about Spotify Wrapped.
We don't. This is going swimmingly. Spotify Wrapped. Can you guess what my most listened to artist of the year was?
Taylor Swift.
No.
She's been releasing all those albums. Really? Okay.
I haven't. No.
Oh my gosh.
You know it.
Can you hear this dog?
I can.
Discord cutting it out?
I think it's cute.
If you could hear it, I don't know if you'd still say that, but okay, I'm gonna say
I can hear it.
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah.
Man, I'm just struggling today. Okay, for
You'll be
real
fine.
though, I'm gonna say Hillsong.
And not correct.
Hillsong
Oh, come on.
United.
Michael, if you are still listening, you should know it. Yep, Michael got it right. It's Switchfoot. Obviously, it's Switchfoot.
Wait, Michael?
How could it possibly...
Is Michael
Yeah, Michael,
here? Do
he
we
said
have
it.
a guest this week?
Oh, that's right. We didn't introduce Michael. Michael is just hanging out, listening to our show as we're recording it. He's studying, but he's not paying attention, he says. But he'll every once in a while say something in our private chat between the three of us. So, yeah, Michael got it right. Michael, because I have no faith in Noah anymore, could you regale us with what you think my second most listened to artist is? Shine Down. Honestly, I have no idea what Shine Down is. The correct answer is... No, it's not Need to Breathe. I don't like Need to Breathe. It's John Foreman, and John Foreman is the lead singer for Switchfoot. So my two most listened to artists are Switchfoot and the lead singer for Switchfoot. Interestingly enough, my most listened to song was neither by John Foreman or Switchfoot. I have to remember what it is. I think it's called Thank You for the Cross by some other band.
The Wonderful
I just asked
Cross?
Michael, Thank
Or
You
the-
for the Cross.
What's the one that...
Old Rugged Cross.
Old Rugged Cross. That one.
Stand amazed in the presence. My second most listened to artist, Noah, since you were off getting the dog to be quiet, even though I liked it. The second most listened to artist for my Spotify Wrapped was John Foreman, the lead singer for Switchfoot. So it was literally just Switchfoot and then the lead singer for Switchfoot.
Wow.
I know you do Apple Music and Apple Podcasts and stuff. What do you think would be your most listened to artist?
Actually, I use YouTube Music. Which,
Well, aren't you
because I
just-
have like YouTube Premium and it's included, it's really bad. I really don't recommend
So do I.
it. But I
I have
really
YouTube
like...
Premium and I don't use it.
That's the thing. I can't... Wait, Michael says they're going to roll out a year in review on YouTube Music. Is that true? If
don't
I had
know.
to guess...
He says yes.
Whoa, okay, well then I'll be able to tell you at some point. If I had to guess, I think it would be Death Cab for Cutie. That's probably what it was this year and probably has been for the last many years. If I had to guess, I could be wrong. But I think Death Cab would probably be number one.
That's fair.
I don't change
There
my
was-
musical taste very much.
Nah, neither do I.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true. You don't
I
either.
did listen to all 12 of the Switchfoot albums this year, and I was in the top 0.05% of listeners, which, based on their
Whoa.
monthly listener count, as given by Spotify, puts me in the top 1,000 people in the world that listen to Switchfoot. So I'll wear that as a badge of honor. But yeah, I actually like the Spotify Wrapped thing. I know people are like, no one cares about your Spotify Wrapped. Don't post it on social media. I actually think it's cool. So if you want to share your Spotify Wrapped, leave a speak pipe with your favorite artist and your favorite song, according to Spotify this year. And if you don't use Spotify and you use YouTube Music or whatever, you can stop listening to this podcast.
It's saying I can look at my year in review now,
Ooh,
but
do
I
it.
can't find it.
1 hour later.
Okay, so recap. It turns out YouTube has not rolled it out yet for me, so I can't see my recap. But hopefully next week I can tell you what our top, or what my top listen to is. Also, I brought the dog in here now to hopefully
I'm
whine
excited.
less. So
Because Mochi is adorable.
Mochi is another silent guest on the podcast.
So one thing that happens throughout the years, people will ask me if I've heard like a certain song, and I'll say no. I only listen to worship music, and weird indie folk worship music. And a great thing that the Spotify Wrap does is it gives you your top genres that you've listened to. And I can now prove that that is true because my number 1 genre, worship music. My number 2 genre, Christian alternative rock. There's Switchfoot. Number 3, Christian indie. Number 4, indie acoustica.
What?
Whatever that means.
That's
I
not
don't
a
know.
word.
Indie acoustica. And then number 5, soundtrack. So I guess I listen to soundtracks, but yeah, see? Sorry, Andrew, I don't listen to Dua Lipa. That's my brother. Every
was
time
that
I go to my
his
brother's
number
house,
1 was Dua Lipa?
probably. Every time I go to his house, he's like, have you heard the new Dua Lipa song? Have you heard the new Olivia Rodrigo song? I'm like, no, I haven't. Anyway, let's dive into some weekly updates, and I think I'm first on the list. And I want to talk about, I think I could talk about this because it's referencing a Christmas present for somebody in my family, but it's for my grandfather, and I don't think he listens to the podcast.
Does he know you have a podcast?
I don't think he knows that I have a podcast. Because what my grandfather asked for Christmas was a Scrabble board with like the raised edges around like the little thing where you put the letters in so that it doesn't like the letters don't move around and all that stuff because it's annoying when the letters just scooch around the board and then you don't know what went where. So my family has one of these. My dad got it from my mom like way back when I was like 3 or 4. Like we've had this Scrabble board for a heckin' long time. I may have been a little older than that, but it's got the raised edges, but it also is on a turntable, so you can always spin it so it faces the person who's playing, and they can like see everything, so it's not upside down or whatever.
This
Very
is bougie
convenient if you're playing.
Scrabble.
It's a bougie Scrabble board made entirely out of plastic, and so I was looking for a Scrabble board for my grandfather, and I like looked up nice Scrabble board with raised, like whatever. I don't know what I Googled, but this is what I discovered about Scrabble boards. There are really crappy Scrabble boards that you can get for $15, or there are incredibly intense, handmade, wooden, I don't know, like Wagyu beef Scrabble boards that you can pay $160 for. And there is literally nothing in the middle.
There's no
and I'm like
good $40 Scrabble board.
No, which is funny because that's what actually I ended up finding, like a good $40 Scrabble board. I got him. But
so you're a liar.
I am a liar. But it took a lot of searching to find it, and I bought it from the Christian bookstore online.
Whoa.
And yeah.
That's weird.
So I was like looking through all these things, and eventually I found a listing for the Scrabble board that my family has. And I'm like, oh, there's that one. That one, I know it's good. I know it's got the raised edges. I know it's fancy, and it's got the turntable thing. So I clicked on it, went to the page that they were selling it, and they were selling it for $255.
Whoa. That's like a good investment.
Hold up. I was like, hold up. My dad did not pay $255 for our Scrabble board for my mom way back when I was 4. So I was like, Dad, how much did you pay for that Scrabble board? He's like, I don't know, $20. It was at Target. And so I looked, and like there were some people selling used ones for like $50. There were some people selling new ones for almost $300.
Whoa.
And I was just like, what?
Why
do
here?
people... I have no idea. And apparently we have like the Cadillac of Scrabble boards that we never ever play. And it's just sitting downstairs. I'm like, all right, guess we've been like living the high life and none of us ever knew it.
So are you going to convince your parents to like sell the Scrabble board and take you on a I guess a very cheap vacation?
A very short trip to, I don't know, Wyoming. No, probably not. I'm probably going to try and convince them to play more Scrabble with me. But yeah, next time you come over to my house, you'll know that the fanciest thing that we own, it's not my $1,200 computer that I built myself. It's not any of our musical instruments. It's our
not
Scrabble
your
board.
Tauruses.
It's not my 7 Ford Tauruses that just line the street in front of my house. It's our Scrabble board.
That is sweet. Yeah, and I've seen that Scrabble board. It is a good Scrabble board. We have to play some Scrabble. We should play some online Scrabble.
Oh, we should do that. That'd be a good stream.
Yeah. Speaking of streaming, can I transition? Oh, did you see that? Did you see that beautiful transition?
I did see that.
So I did something really random over Thanksgiving week. It's been a couple weeks since we've recorded, so I feel like there's a lot to catch up on. But so I had to live stream a wedding the day after Thanksgiving. So like Thanksgiving week, I was trying to figure out how to set up like YouTube streaming. I've done a little bit of YouTube streaming, but like this was for a wedding that a bunch of people were going to be watching online, and it was like very important that it work. So I was really trying to like practice and make sure that everything was going to work just right. So I decided to do like a little stream from my YouTube channel, The Chubby Pirate YouTube channel. And I wanted to like build this Lego house that I always build like about every Christmas, and then I kind of decorate it and put it somewhere as like a Christmas decoration. So I decided like, you know what? I'm just going to stream myself building this Lego house because I have nothing going on. And it was super fun. Like, obviously only like 2 people showed up, but that was great because Brian Stanley was one of them. He showed up and I got to hang out with Brian Stanley from the Journeys of Scientist podcast for a minute.
Journeys of Scientist.
And then this other guy showed up who I guess has like watched my videos for quite a while. And he is in Poland now. And it was like 2:30 in the morning, I think, his time. And he was just like checking in to say, hey. And then he ended up staying for the entire stream. And we got to talk about like our favorite movies. And he knew all of my videos, which was really flattering to me. Like he was referencing stuff I'd said earlier. And then I got to find out more about his YouTube channel. And he does like these really impressive video essays about different movies and brick films, like Lego stop motion animation. So it was just a really encouraging night. Like I got off that and I was like, you know, I saw 2 people. Like I got to hang out with 2 people. And I had like a really relaxing, really fun time. Got to meet this guy on the other side of the world that I've never really met, and just got to hang out with him all night. And I don't know, it was one of those nights where it's like the internet can be a really cool thing, and I just really enjoyed that whole experience.
That's the wholesome content that we subscribe for.
Yeah. No one came in and like called me fat or anything on the stream. So
because it's impossible to call you fat.
Well, that's kind of my whole branding.
You're the least fat person. Well, I know you're called the Chubby Pirate, but you're like the least fat person I know.
And then the funny thing was at the wedding the next day, we were supposed to stream from this like wedding specific YouTube channel that she had created. But the problem was we created it less than 24 hours before we needed to go live, and YouTube puts a hold.
And you can't do that.
Yeah, they like won't let you stream for the first 24 hours. And I was like, we're going to have to do it from another channel. And so I was testing on my Chubby Pirate channel, and the bride like looked over my shoulder and she's like, so we're going to stream it from the Chubby Pirate? And I ended up using another, like just a Noah Metzger account. But I was like, we may have to. Maybe our only option.
Yes.
And she was fine with it. She's like, you know, if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. Thankfully, we didn't have to. Like, I'm just picturing all these random family members logging in. Like, what is happening here?
And as soon as the stream ends, they get recommended like another one of your videos.
I told Daniel from the show. He was helping me with the live stream and the sound, and I told him like halfway through the wedding, I leaned over and said, hey, can you just plug my Twitch channel in there real quick? There's like 60 people here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people watching.
But that was pretty fun.
Live streaming's fun.
So I think I'm going to do it
We'll
tonight.
do that with Scrabble, yeah.
Yeah, we should stream. You know, we streamed the Game of Life last year. We streamed Monopoly to mixed to negative results. Yeah, we'll see. But it was really fun.
Results.
I think I'm going to do it again tonight, actually, because I have another house I want to build. And I think Michael is going to come and do some karaoke. Is that right, Michael? We'll wait for his Discord chat.
Karaoke, Michael.
Oh,
I
Michael
thought
says
it
that
was
was
a
a secret.
secret.
Well, Michael.
You ruined it. Well, this isn't going out till Monday, Michael.
Oh yeah, it'll go out after. Like Michael says, like we weren't going to talk about it and it would just happen. So that's our current plan. This is like the inside scoop for all the devoted Chubby Pirate fans.
So are you streaming tonight as in the tonight that we're recording this, or tonight as in the
Tonight
that
is
this
in the night
going out?
we're recording this. So Saturday
Okay.
night.
So if you're listening to this now, you can go find a recording of that stream and listen to Michael sing karaoke. Unless he doesn't, in which case I just lied to you all.
But you have to watch the whole stream to figure out where in the stream he sings karaoke.
No timestamps. There's going to be no timestamps. Yep. No, not a one. Speaking of games that we played recently, I taught my parents how to play poker last night.
Whoa.
Yeah, they were bad at it. For two people that decided to have a child in Reno, Nevada, they were incredibly bad at gambling.
So did you take all their money?
M&Ms. I took all their M&Ms.
Oh.
We used M&Ms as currency.
That's a good way to do it, because that's still motivation. Like, I don't want to give up my M&Ms.
Well, I mean, after a certain point, they've just been sitting on a coffee table for a while, and everyone's been touching them. And then after I literally won all the money, I just went and threw away the M&Ms.
What?
'Cause I'm just like, I wasn't gonna eat them. Like, everyone had touched them, and they've slid around. We have dogs. They were all covered in dog hair. Everything in our house is covered in dog hair.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
COVID-free M&Ms. They did not have COVID. I can tell you that. Michael just said COVID-free M&Ms. They were COVID-free because nobody in my house has COVID.
Yeah, I guess if you want to do like the M&M's poker thing and actually eat them, you need to like get COVID tests immediately before. You need to like wipe down the table. You need to wash everybody's hands.
Tablecloth, hand sanitizer, gloves.
Tablecloth would be good. A tablecloth is one of those like adult things that we have yet to invest in. Like our table just doesn't have a tablecloth, and it never has.
Oh, I wasn't.
And it maybe
I
never
wasn't
will.
talking like an investment tablecloth. I was talking like a plastic one.
like a kid's birthday party tablecloth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not investment tablecloth. I know what you mean when you say that, though.
Yeah, it's one that you're going to have for a long time. Like, I invest... How much do tablecloths cost? I don't know. I have Amazon pulled up. Tablecloth. But, like, my grandparents have ones that, like, they've had it for a long time. And then, so, like, I know that tablecloth. And then there is the one that my family had for Thanksgiving, which had, like, different coloring things and games that you could play.
What?
Yeah, it was fun. It looks like you can get a tablecloth on Amazon for... Okay, I like this one, and it's like $30. So like a $30 investment for a tablecloth you'll probably have forever. I don't know.
That's like Macaroni Grill, where they like roll out butcher paper on your table and give you crayons, and you can just like color on your table.
Yeah.
Which feels, I don't know. I feel like Macaroni Grill is a decently nice place. Like we don't go there. Well, I think we've been there once, but they just like have crayons and paper, and they're like, yeah, just color on the table.
I think that's like the fancy equivalents of the Cheesecake Factory, right?
I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory, so I actually don't know.
Me neither. I've just seen it on The Big Bang Theory and jumped to conclusions.
Let's stream ourselves going to the Cheesecake Factory. How about that?
Yes. Is there even a Cheesecake Factory in Fairbanks, Alaska?
There is in Denver, our closest metropolis.
That's a bit of a drive.
Well,
anyway, do we have any reviews and feedback?
We do. We actually have a couple of pieces of feedback. So this comes from my sister and her whole family. She has 2 daughters that you will hear. She tries to get her older daughter, Juliet, to talk, but Juliet just kind of like makes weird noises. So if you're wondering what's happening there, it's all a disaster. But specifically, there's a note in here for you, Ben, that comes from my brother-in-law. So you want to listen very closely to Sam.
Okay.
I guess as additional context, he also texted me on Black Friday to ask why the Noodles at Noon merch store didn't have any Black Friday deals, because he really wanted to get some Black Friday deals on his Noodles merch. And I told him to talk to you as the shopkeep.
As the shopkeeper, I forgot we had merch.
Do you remember the password to the account?
Yeah, I can still get in.
Okay.
I just
All right, but with all of that context, we can now listen to the speak pipe. We can both start now.
Hi, dude. Hi, dude. We need to give some feedback for the podcast. Because you want to be famous, huh? Yeah. What's your feedback?
Where's the merch? Where are the Black Friday
Sam wants
deals?
merch. He wants Black Friday deals a week late. Can you give some feedback? On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite number?
Here's your favorite number.
What is it?
22.
Oh, scale 1 to 10, you're a 22. Arby, what's your feedback, girl? Do you have feedback?
I want underwear with Ben
Got
Simmons.
problems. Sam's just talking.
All right, we're recording.
pardon. Did he say he wants underwear with my face on the butt?
That is what he said.
So I don't know how to make those. I could try. Sam, I'll get you a custom pair.
We'll send you a custom quote for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money.
Ben doesn't sell his face for cheap.
No.
And on the box,
I'm
like,
thinking of
are you
I'm thinking of many jokes, but I don't want to say them.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sam maybe
'Cause
thinks
they'll
he
get
knows you
edited
better
out
than...
anyway.
So what's the point even, right? I think we're learning to self-edit. But Sam clearly isn't.
Yeah.
So
No,
I don't know. Do
but
you think...
I'm gonna. Here's the deal, and if someone says they want something, I hold them to that, and I get them that thing. Like I follow through. If someone says like just in an offhanded kind of like joking sort of way that they want something, I'm gonna get them that thing and be like, "You said you wanted this." Like my neighbors across the street, they always say they want goats. I'm like kind of convinced this year I'm gonna go buy some goats and tie them to their tree in their front yard as a Christmas gift, and then they'll be like, "Hey, you said you wanted goats.
You
Now
wanted
you got
this.
goats.
This is on you.
You wanted this." He says he wants underwear with my face on them. He's gonna get underwear that have my face on them.
All right, Sam, so this is your fault. Whatever happens this Christmas, it is your fault. How about a different piece of feedback?
Yes, please. I'll take a different piece of feedback.
Molly and Sam, thank you for calling in. Please never do again. No, actually, please
And
do.
little
We always
ones.
need. Yeah, just I don't know if legally. I think we probably have to get you to sign contracts to put your kids on the podcast. But that's fine. We'll work that out.
It's not child labor if we don't pay them.
Oh, that's true. It's like volunteer work. It's like children helping at the
Exactly.
food bank. It's volunteer work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we have another message from Daniel, frequent guest on the podcast. And actually, Ben, do you want to pull that up and stream that to me?
I'm pretty sure Michael has that one pulled up too.
Oh yeah, Michael. Did Michael pull up the stream? Michael, can you stream this for us?
Hey, Noodles at Noon podcast. This is Daniel, sometimes on that show called Noodles at Noon. Daniel. Anyway, I have a very relevant comment here. The question is, why don't seagulls fly over the bay? Because then they would be called bagels. Yes, Ben, bagels, not bagels. Okay.
It's bagel. It is bagel. Now and forever always. It's bagel. You can't see this, but I stood up to emphasize my point.
Oh,
Bagel.
he really is. I can vouch for him. He's like going full
It
Alex
is.
Jones here.
I putting chemicals in the water. They're turning. It's bagel because it's spelled B-A-G. Right? What did he say? Seagulls or something?
Why
Why did
seagulls fly over the bay? Because then they would be bagels.
Yeah. But It's spelt different. That doesn't make any sense, Daniel.
I feel
Seagulls is spelled S-E-A, which is seagulls. And then bay is spelled B-A-Y. If it was bagels, it'd be B-A-Y-G-A. However bagels is spelled. But bagels is B-A-G, which is bag-els.
Are there no other words that start with B-A-G-E? I can't think of any. Like, I feel like this is an English oddity.
B-A-G-E?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there
No,
are
I
any
don't
other
think
words.
so.
Well, I feel like we need more speak pipe opinions on this. If you just tell, even if you don't have a strong opinion, I was going to say if you have a strong opinion, even if you don't have a strong opinion, because everyone can clearly agree that it's bagels, send us your speak pipe and tell us your correct pronunciation for the word bagel.
Also, if you don't have a strong opinion on this, let me just tell you a fun fact about living life. Find something that consequentially doesn't matter, like the pronunciation of the word bagels, and just pretend to have a strong opinion about it. Anyway, because it makes life a whole lot more fun.
It's true.
It is. Because, no one's actually going to get offended between, okay, someone is. Inevitably, someone will get offended that I say bagels instead of bagels. But ultimately, it doesn't matter.
Ben is one of those people that's a flat earther just to be a flat earther.
I tell my brother that. No, I genuinely do. I tell my brother I think the earth is flat and that we didn't land on the moon just to make him mad.
Just because it'll really get under his skin.
Yeah. And he knows I don't actually think those things. Yes, we've been to the moon. No, the earth is not flat. But anytime I'm around my brother, I just pretend that I am a flat earther just because it's hilarious.
It gives you something to talk about.
It gives us something to talk about. Anyway, thank you so much for that feedback. It's bagels. Your underwear are already in the mail, Sam. And thank you for having the kids on that one because it was cute because kids are great. Do we have any games this week?
We have 2 games. I prepared 2 games just for you, and they're both about Christmas songs. Dun, dun, dun.
We haven't talked about this yet. I love Christmas. I've been listening to Christmas already ever since, admittedly before Thanksgiving, but I've put it into hyperdrive after Thanksgiving. I love Christmas. I'm going to win both of these games.
I did listen to the Reliant K Christmas album this week, so I feel like
best.
I've kicked off Christmas officially. I just hung up my Noodles at Noon ornament on the tree, just before this podcast. So happy Christmas, as they say in Fairbanks, Alaska. All right, Michael just sent us a tweet that he tweeted yesterday that says, "Why is the 50s Christmas music so depressing? Holy cow." And that's really...
I think Michael tweeted that.
Yeah, it's his own tweet. And Michael,
I know it was a play on the game.
Really funny that you say that because my game is about 50s Christmas music. So this game is called Christmas Song Scandals. And we're going to uncover some of the biggest controversies in Christmas music in the 1950s. And yes, that is specific. And yes, I don't care. So Ben, are you ready to learn a little bit about what was going on in pop culture Christmas in the 1950s?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, first question. This well-known Christmas song, introduced in 1952, was banned from being played by a West Virginia broadcasting company because its detractors said it made a mockery of decent family life as well as Christ's birthday. What is this well-known Christmas song that was banned?
I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus. That one.
All right, is that your final answer?
It is. However, I'm suddenly becoming very unsure of whether that came out in 1952. But yeah, sure.
You're correct. That's exactly
Yes!
right. It was I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. And many people, at least the article I read, it sounded like it was a lot of church folk in this West Virginia town.
Dang church folk.
didn't like that it was corrupting family morals and values. I think kind of missing the point of the song that Santa Claus is supposed to be. Sorry, we
leave
can't
it there.
say that.
It was just the church folk in this one small town.
I think I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but it caused the whole like West Virginia Broadcasting Organization to stop playing the song for a few years.
Interesting.
Yeah. Fun fact. So when you rally together with your church folk, you can ban Christmas songs.
There was probably a sermon. Let's just be real.
There absolutely was. Like, look at our culture today. I turned on the radio on the way to church this morning. You know what I heard Mommy was doing?
He was kissing Santa Claus. That's not what Jesus died for.
He did not die for our ethics to be polluted. Santa Claus is running all over town. Kissing the mommies. Is that what you want for your mommy?
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right. Well, it only gets better. 1 year later, in 1953, Eartha Kitt voiced the original version of what is now a well-known Christmas classic. Though many radio stations refused to air the song due to its scandalous content. It even caused political turmoil when Kitt chose to perform the song for the King and Queen of Greece. And fun fact, I did not know that Greece had a king and queen, at least in the 1950s.
That's a good point.
All right.
Do you want me to sing it? I could sing it.
Sing it. Please sing it.
Santa baby. I can't remember the words. But in that song, she does say, I want a 54 convertible 2, light blue, which would make sense if it came out in 1953 because that would be the next year's model. And I always thought it was referencing a classic car, but now I think about it, it makes sense that it would be a brand new car at that time.
A brand new car.
So it's Santa Baby by Eartha Kitt.
Wow, you are exactly right. It is Santa Baby.
I love Christmas music.
And the fact that, man, I feel like I have to give you double points. Not that it matters because you're the only one playing, but
Santa Baby.
For your explanation.
54 convertible to light blue.
Yeah, so she performed the song for the King and Queen in November of 1953. And there was a lot of like political, like, oh, this is really bad. Like, this is really sexualized. This is not appropriate. This is going to cause issues. And the King and Queen didn't care. They liked the song and thought she did a good job. So
yeah,
there was that.
It wasn't even in Greek. She sang it in English. They don't know what it is.
Right. Yeah, sure. So speaking of these cultural icons that were really rocking the boat, losing all morality, let's talk about Elvis Presley.
Blue.
When Elvis
Christmas.
Presley released his Christmas album in 1957, it included 12 tracks featuring his own covers of several popular Christmas classics. However, one of the writers of one of these Christmas classics actually tried to have Elvis's version of the song banned from the radio, saying that Elvis's version was degrading to his song. What was the song? And bonus points if you can guess the author of this Christmas song.
I'm not going to be able to. I don't even know what songs are. I wish I could. Could I phone a friend?
That depends. Do you know someone that knows the Elvis album?
Yes, because as a kid, and this is a true story, when my mom was a kid, her mom would only play the Elvis Presley Christmas album.
Ooh.
So while I don't think she would know the answer to this question, she could probably at least tell me what songs are on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Now it's time to see if my mom is awake.
If she wasn't at the start of the podcast, she definitely is now. Or actually, no, we put her to
she's
sleep,
definitely
so if she
asleep
was
now.
awake. Hold, please.
The phone's ringing. Hello?
Hello?
What's up, Ma?
Nothing.
You're on a podcast right now.
Oh, Ben.
I
Why?
because I'm phoning a friend for a question that Noah asked.
Good. Okay, let's hear it.
So the question is, what song on Elvis Presley's Christmas album did the original author of the song want banned from radio because he said it was degrading? And my question is not, can you answer that? It's, what songs are on the Elvis Presley Christmas album?
Well, it's been a while since I've listened to the whole thing, but I'm wondering if you didn't like Here Comes Santa Claus.
Oh, here
Or
comes
Santa
the
Bring My
Santa Claus.
Baby Back to Me.
What was
Santa
that?
Bring My Baby Back to Me.
Bring-
Oh,
br-
Mama Like the Roses. Here Comes Santa Claus.
So you think
Anyway,
it's,
it must,
what do you think?
I think maybe Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me.
Santa Bring,
But no, that wouldn't have been an original song. Maybe it was. I'm sorry. I'm vacillating.
That's
Isn't that
okay.
how you say that word? I think it's the one where Here Comes Santa Claus, because it's so not like the original.
okay, so my mom's going to say Here Comes Santa Claus because it's not like the original at all.
All right,
need
and that's a
a lot
good
of
guess. That is
presents.
good
Make
logic.
yours for- yeah, I think
The
it's that
answer
one.
is White Christmas by Irving Berlin.
Mom, the
Wait,
answer is White Christmas.
Oh, he didn't like it?
He didn't like, Irving Berlin did not like it.
Well, he was a more delicate person, I would guess, than Elvis.
So the original author of the song did not like Elvis, like just in general. He thought Elvis was like damaging to children.
Thanks for including me.
Yeah,
You're
thank
having a
you.
lovely time. Yeah, I lost your thing. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I wouldn't have gotten it anyways.
Isn't
We
it
love you
okay?
anyway,
Yeah,
Karen.
he is. Noah
Hi,
says that he loves you.
Oh, I love him as well.
And she loves you
bye,
too.
hon.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Bye.
Well, that may not have gotten the answer you wanted, but at least it was a heartwarming Christmas miracle. Your mom picked up the phone.
True.
But yes,
You
it's
gonna
wh-
give me that money you owe me? No.
That's
What
like how
songs
she
were on
answers.
Elvis's White Christmas?
So yeah, it's White Christmas by Irving Berlin. Irving Berlin was not a fan of Elvis. He strongly detested the rock and roll nature that Elvis was bringing to youth culture. He thought that Elvis's version of White Christmas was like a perversion of something so sacred. That I think he compared it to like a stripper doing a cover of a Christmas song, like just not something he wanted. So he actually tried to have a bunch of stations ban the song, and the stations didn't do it. But interesting story nonetheless.
Good job, Irving.
You ruined the fun for everybody, Irving. So anyway, that was a journey down the 1950s scandalous Christmas music. Just a little taste of what was going on in the Christmas season 60 years ago. 70 years ago.
Wait, did you say 50?
Yeah, I said 60.
Welcome everybody to 2001.
Dude, I got the new Nokia. It's awesome. Got a screen on it.
No, I think something big's coming from Motorola. I'm going to wait for that. Well, thank you. I got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And I'll give you
And I
bonus
got-
points if you can name this Christmas song in our second very, very short game called What Christmas Song Is This, Ben?
Sorry, that's a great name.
Only you can play. Actually, Michael, you can guess too. Michael, if you guess the song, I'll give you the point and you can win a game. So I have in my hand here an ornament that is... Actually, I've never thought about how weird this is. It is Santa and Mrs. Claus and a bunch of animals on a Noah's Ark, but the Ark is decorated for Christmas. Which,
Yeah, I bet no West Virginia small town got upset about that.
Yeah, this is like anachronism to the fullest extent. Like, I don't think Santa was around during the time of Noah's Ark. I don't know. I got it, I think, when I was born. I think it's as old as I am, pretty much. So, oh yeah, copyright 1998. So it's almost as old as I am. The battery in this thing has never been changed.
It says Noel on it. Did the parents know your name's Noah, not Noel?
They were out of Noahs.
Noah, not Noel, right? Yeah.
So they just got the next best thing. But this ornament plays a Christmas song. And actually, I think it plays 2. So there are 2 questions. It plays 2 Christmas songs. The battery has never been changed. Your goal is to tell me what the Christmas song is.
All right, I can do this.
And I'm going to quickly adjust my Discord settings so I think it won't block it. I think it'll... Yeah, I'm turning off noise suppression. So hopefully this will work. Okay, here is song number 1.
Jingle bells. Oh gosh.
Okay, so it's actually 3 songs. It's a medley of 3 songs.
Oh, I thought I was waiting for the second song. I got Jingle Bells, and so did Michael.
Okay, and then it leads into another song and then another song. So I'm going to play it again. We can cut it out of the podcast because I don't want people to have to listen to this twice. But there... Michael says, sorry, I only heard one song, then depression afterward. So I'll tell you both. Yes, Jingle Bells is the correct first song, but it's a medley of 3 songs. So I was wrong. So we'll try this again. Well, Michael guessed the Imperial March from Star Wars. All right, no guesses?
The second one sounded like William Tell's Overture, and the third one just sounded also like Jingle Bells.
You know, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to have our Speak Pipe listeners try and guess what the medley of the 3 songs is. Because I think that'll be fun. So yes, Jingle Bells is the first song, and then it leads into another song that's a little more secular. Actually, Jingle Bells is also secular. It's like not a Christ-centered. The second song is like not a Christ-centered one, and then the third one is, I guess none of that's even weirder about this. This is like a Noah's Ark thing, but all 3 of the songs are like secular Christmas songs.
Oh, it's Noah's Ark. I just put that together.
All right, so listeners, if you did not just hit the fast forward 15 seconds button during that section of the podcast, we want to hear from you. What songs do you think this ornament is playing? And should we replace this battery?
No, you should not replace the battery. And go to noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
And leave your speak pipe there. Noah, do you have anything you'd like to add before we finish off the show?
Well, I was really happy to be here. I really missed doing this last week, so this is really fun.
Me too. I'm always happy when I'm not too busy to do this.
Yeah. And I think we'll probably miss more weeks in the future just as our lives are more busy. But, man, this is fun. And it was really good to have Michael here. Michael, you had some great comments, some great thoughts.
He did. Michael, is there anything you want to say before we end the show? Pause for Michael to type. Michael is going to type. Michael is typing. Take care of yourselves and each other. I added the and each other.
Oh, he's typing something else.
Exercise and take that vitamin D.
Does Sunny D count? He says sure.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
But I'm loading up on
As for
Sunny
me-
D.
Thank you all so much for listening. It was wonderful to have you. Wonderful to do this show again. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So thank you all so much again for listening, and we will see you next week. Bye. Was the last one Away in a Manger? No, because you said it wasn't Christ-centered.
So it's Jingle Bells, then